Now look at this. It amazes me sometimes if ever I meet someone that's a subscriber to the channel, because, you know, for the channel, for what I believe, I have a lot of subscribers, but my subscribers, which are what, 17,000 in a world of, I don't know how many is in the world, 70 billion. So actually meeting some of them, but I did today. Didn't realise, but a guy had, but anyway, I was only talking about this yesterday, that I've got gloves, I've got medium, which are very tight and break, I've got large, which are okay, I can use them, but what I need is extra large, and I couldn't find any extra large gloves. And this gentleman brought me this. How nice. Thank you. I'm actually going to put them on now. So did he drive all the way just to bring me some gloves? Of course not, even though I'm sure he would do if he wanted to. But he brought me this. It's a Sony Blu-ray player. It's died. And he wants me to retrieve the disc from it. It's quite a few years old. Well, it's looking like it needs a bit of a clean, but it's dead, and so they want the disc out of it. Now I'm more than happy to get the disc out of it. Let me just plug it in to make sure that it is dead. I'm sure it is. No, it's not dead. A light's come on. It's come on! I thought you said it was dead. And I can hear the disc trying to get out. Maybe that's what your problem is. Is it the disc not coming out? I'll press eject. It was saying stuff. Well, it said hello. I can hear it reading the disc. Has it switched itself off? Okay. No. There you go. Your disc has come out. Thank you very much for the gloves. Disc is fine. Just going to press the eject button a few times just to see. Yeah. It does want to clean. Oh, maybe it's not dirty. Maybe that's the pattern. Sorry, I didn't mean to call your equipment dirty if if it isn't. Looking like it's still, you know, it is. Something's happening here. It's all going a bit. Well, I was going to open up and repair the power supply for you, but... And you have got, it's a bit dark to see in these lights, maybe it's starting to fade anyway, but you have got, no, can't see it. What I've not realised, which is confusing me, is the fact that it is a 5.1 surround system as well. I haven't noted that yet. And the reason why I do need to note that, it does have a fault. It always reverts back to the volume on the display for some particular reason. Let me switch it on another camera here so you can actually see what I'm talking about, because it does have a display, and it's quite a bright display as far as displays go and brightness goes. There, you can see. Oh, that's weird. I'm pressing eject and it says volume going up. Now it says standby. Ah, so maybe we have got a fault on this then. So I've taken a decision that the switches must be a bit on the dirty side. So we'll open it up. We'll give it a good clean. I'm also going to clean the remote control because, funnily enough, after I moved the remote control, it stopped doing the volume thing for a bit. But I'm not convinced the switches are perfect either. It was doing weird thing. Yes, it's bringing up volume. Let me see if this remote control works, because that's the thing that is a bit grubby, and I wonder if that was sending out some weird signal. Well, it doesn't feel like it's got any batteries in it. It has. It's got Sony batteries in it. I'm just going to switch it on and off, but yes, it goes to standby. Let's have a look inside, I suppose, and judging by, I mean, I don't really know what's going on here. This just could be age and flaking, but if this has been caused by liquid, then there could be a problem with these buttons. But it's not a power supply button. A power supply problem. Let's just open up and look and see if there's bits that we can... What am I filming? Filming the carpet. I'm so sorry. Let's just have a look, open up and see if we can have a closer look inside. And I definitely want to clean that. Seems to be skipping back, doesn't it? It goes a few seconds up and then it skips back. Mind you, we don't know what's on the disc. I'll connect it up to HDMI on the TV and see. One thing I didn't notice until now is, well, judging by the amplifier in this, it looks like it's got a 5.1 amp inside, all built in. Now, obviously, I can't show any of the film on the screen here because I'm bound to get a copyright strike for that, so I've got to be very careful. But the reason we saw it counting up and jumping back down again was, as I said, it's just going through the menu of the disc. That is not necessarily a fault. The fault lies, I believe, in the switches, which I'm going to clean, and also the remote control. I think they're both a little bit dirty. They're automatically going back to the volume for no particular reason, and then it's going to standby. That could be why the owner thinks it's permanently switched off. So just get out some alcohol and some deoxit, give everything a good clean and see what happens. I just got a feeling that it worked okay when I removed the remote control out the way, and I just think some of these buttons were dirty. I may just split this remote control open and see if that does it. Well, this is the stuff that works miracles on all switches, so I'm going to give the switches a really good spray and a really good clean, and then we'll work the switches. The other thing that I've noticed is it keeps flashing up Bluetooth, sorry, keeps flashing up Bluetooth, and just in case you do keep seeing that, I have disconnected the Bluetooth dongle so it doesn't understand where it is, so that's why we keep seeing that. I'm just going to work these switches in and out for the next 5 or 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. Well, the fan's not too bad. Right, I'm going to switch off and reassemble and see if it works as it should after I've given the remote control a clean, which shouldn't take long. I also think one of the reasons why the Bluetooth kept coming on is the Bluetooth wasn't plugged. Well, when I took this out, it pulled out the Bluetooth lead, which is part of the front. So that could have been upsetting that, but that's back in now. Three clips just underneath here to get that back on. Next thing I need to get back on is the DVD drawer front, which I have to confess was not the easiest thing to do. After fiddling with it for it felt like an eternity, but it was just 5 minutes. It's obvious if you turn it upside down, which is the way I'm looking at it now, and then you say which way it clips in. You actually push it into the left and then slide it to the right. It's a bit like a 1980s dance routine. That was the time warp, wasn't it? Well, if you were very good at the time warp, you'd be very good at getting the drawer front on. Anyway, that's that sorted. But now the time has come to fight with a remote control. But I'll let you into a little secret. One of my first jobs when I started working at a TV repair place many, many years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the planet, etc., they start you off on these little medial tedium tasks, and one of my tedious tasks was to clean all remote controls in a cardboard box, so I kind of got it off by heart. On this one I'm just going to clean using some foam on the outside. I'll put a little bit of deoxit on the inside as well. It could help, but you've got to watch it with the deoxit because you have to use it sparingly. Why do you use it sparingly? Because it's flipping expensive. I think it's about £25–30 just for a basic can, and they're now there's half a dozen flavours of deoxit. They know how to make the money. Well, it's a bit cleaner. We've got odd batteries in the remote, so I'll put some new batteries in. These, as we know, are the top of the range Panasonic ones. You can tell when I'm lying, my lips move. Okay, it's had a very good clean out. The buttons now seem to be very responsive. I'm not seeing the error message for the Blu-ray for the Bluetooth, but as I said, that's because I disconnected the Blu-ray, the Bluetooth dongle. The remote control seems to be cleaner and smoother, if a remote control can be smoother. It's not defaulting back to the volume now, which is a good thing. I've got it hooked up on this screen on the left hand side, but I suddenly realised, especially when editing and playing this back, that even though I see a very good picture on this screen on the left hand side, because it is 4K, it's not coming across on the camera, so I'll keep testing it, but I'll swap it to the TV that's in front so we have a better monitor. The picture quality looks awful on this camera, but actually on the TV itself it looks really good. And these buttons seem to be responding now, and I'm not getting the volume that's stuck on. I think that was on the remote. It could have been these buttons, but and I think it was on the remote. I can't play any audio because I'll get a copyright. I may even get a copyright strike for showing the bits that I've shown. But let me see if the disc ejects now, because I'll need to take it out to give it back to the customer anyway. But yeah, first time. I think it's fine. I think so. I'm not too sure I did anything to it. It was a bit weird. Could have been the remote control, could have been the buttons, but it all seems to be okay now. I'll put the lid on. Right, got several remote control working. Several remote controls here. I don't know what's working. What? Oh, it's not switched on. I've now plugged this Sony Blu-ray player into this Philips machine here. So hopefully this Philips machine here will give me sources, and I can change sources. Oh, Blu-ray system. It's got it labelled like. I first of all want to see if I can do everything by using the remote control. So first, just eject. Then put in, then close, and then hopefully it will play. I know you can't see it, it's not picking up, but I'm also just checking on the display, because it was the display that made me think there was something wrong, because it kept going back to the volume. As you may have seen, I don't know. So I've got no idea if it was faulty. If it was faulty, I've got no idea what I've done to make it work now. Maybe it just needed a clean, maybe the remote needed a clean, maybe the buttons needed a bit of deoxit, maybe it just needed switching on, maybe it just needed a thump. I don't know. I'm getting all sorts of menus here coming up, which may be right, I don't know. Now, the one thing I haven't heard is any volume. But then again, it is a 5.1 system. You may have to... I'll turn up the volume on this Philips. Isn't that weird? Because it was doing that on the... Is this remote control? Oh, yes. I didn't check that because I couldn't get the volume to work on the Samsung TV over there, which is why I brought it over here. This is where it proves I'm a little out of touch with these things. 20 years ago, I could tell you what to plug in where and what operates which and how and what you need to connect, but not these days. But it looks like that the Sony has taken over. I'm still not getting audio through the television, but I think it's designed to block out the HDMI signal audio. And of course you plug your speakers, because this is a 5.1 unit. I can hear the fan kicking in now quite a bit. It wasn't terribly dirty. I'm still not sure if this is some sort of pattern or just some sort of age-related marking. If it's age-related marking, it looks okay. I just want to see if it ejects the disc for me. And it does. I will take the disc out for them just in case it plays up again, but I don't think it will. And the buttons work. Oh well, something a bit different for a Friday night. But it was nice of the gentleman to give me some gloves, so a little service on the Blu-ray player will hopefully keep it going for a bit longer.